This episode of WDW Today is being sponsored by TouringPlans.com. And hey, there's one thing that we tell you about, one thing we try to warn you against. It's being that family that's sitting in the middle of Main Street, USA at 11 a.m. trying to figure out what to do, right? I mean, you just don't want to be that family. You don't want to be sitting there wasting precious time in the parks. Well, you know what? The answer to that problem is TouringPlans.com. TouringPlans.com is your source for clear, unbiased advice to help you save time and money on your next Walt Disney World vacation, and also Disneyland, in fact, because they're going to be giving you lots of tools to help you plan that trip so you're not trying to figure out, okay, what are we going to do next? What haven't we ridden, and what doesn't have a wait under 60 minutes? TouringPlans.com has all the resources that you're going to need, like the crowd lines, and, of course, touring plans to choose from. So check them out online at www.touringplans.com.
Bringing the world to your world, this is Walt Disney World Today. Here are Mike Scopa, Len Testa, Mike Newell, and your host, Matt Hochberg.
It's Monday, November 29th, 2010, and this is episode 805 of WDW Today. I'm Matt Hochberg from StudioCentral.com. Joining me on today's show is Mike Newell of Mouse World Radio. And Mike,
yes.
Can you believe it? Reunion starts this Wednesday.
I can't believe it.
My God, it seems like it was Tent Fest, and we were all freezing and saying we would never see each other again.
Not all of us are freezing.
Oh, shut up.
Give it a week. Give it a week.
And you know what? Can I just say, Len, this will be my first time in the parks with my new droid, and I cannot wait to check out lines while I'm in the parks.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Nulio.
Also on today's show is Mike Scopa, a senior feature writer and blogger for alleears.net. Welcome, Mike.
Well, Epcot will take its cue from the new ideas and the new technologies that are now emerging from the creative centers of American industry.
One man's dream?
Right.
Ooh.
Nice.
Bazinga!
Also joining us on today's show is Len Testa, co-author of The Unofficial Guide to Walt Disney World. And Len, how did you celebrate your Thanksgiving, or as I like to call it, the day Scopa took a day trip?
I made two turkeys. We had family and friends over. It's really wonderful. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday.
Did Christina come down?
She did, and Dion was there too. It was a lot of fun.
Nice. Oh man, I would kill to be at that, just to be sitting there. I don't have to talk to anyone. I just want to enjoy the Testa family dynamic in person.
It's hysterical. We had some old people. We had some new people. It was good.
It must have been really fun when you started doing the airing of the grievances. Oh, no, that's later on.
That's later.
Well, on today's show, we're going to be taking an interesting topic. And Mike, Scope, why don't you kind of introduce this topic since you came up with it?
Well, money's tight these days. So we thought that there would be a lot of people out there who would be going to Walt Disney World and trying to, make that vacation dollar stretch. So we thought we'd give this little exercise a go for it. And so we're each going to wake up Friday morning in Walt Disney World, and we each have $150, which we can spend any way we want on food for the next 3 days. So from the time we wake up on Friday morning until the time we go to sleep Sunday night, we can spend no more, no less than $150 on as how many meals we can figure out how to stretch that money to. So we're gonna see what each one of us came up with for that weekend.
All right, so we'll start out with our Friday, and Scope, why don't you start us out?
All right, so for Friday, I'm going to start my day at Trails End. I'm going to have breakfast at Trails End, and it's probably going to cost me...
Oh, dude, that was the first place I started, too.
Me too.
Well, so what? That's okay.
Table for three, please.
Yeah, we also want to say to everybody that we're not repeating any of these. So we go to one restaurant. That's it for the weekend. So starting off my breakfast at Trails End, and then from there I'm going over to the Magic Kingdom, and I think I'm going to have lunch at Pecos Bill's, and that's probably going to run me about $10 or $11. And then I'm going to finish the day at Epcot, and before I enjoy Illuminations, I'm going to eat at the Yakitori House. So altogether, that first day is going to cost me about $37.
Okay. My Friday, I don't eat breakfast usually, so I'm skipping breakfast because I'm not that kind of a guy. But for lunch, I'm actually going to Chick-fil-A. I'm going to save some bucks. Don't need to be giving the mouse some money. Get some nice chicken sandwich.
I didn't know we can go off property.
And also save a lot of money. And then for my dinner, I'm actually going to eat at Sanaa, which I think is a pretty good value. So
choice.
I figure my Friday will cost me about $50.
Wow.
Len, what's your option for Friday?
I actually wrote down the specific things I would be eating while I was at these restaurants too.
Show off.
Yeah, really.
I know. Well, it's more detailed. So at Trail's End, my breakfast would consist of nothing but sausage, bacon, and biscuits. $16 right there. And then my lunch would be at the Boardwalk Funnel Cakes, where I would get a funnel cake with vanilla ice cream and chocolate sauce. That's another $9.
Mm-hmm.
I would end it at the Beach Club at Beaches and Cream with the kitchen sink, which is 8 scoops of ice cream plus hot fudge, butterscotch, and whipped cream. I believe that comes to $49, and there might be like $1 worth of Tums in there somewhere.
And a private bathroom for you.
Exactly.
Wow.
What about you, Newell? What's your Friday look like?
Well, I too was going to start at Trail's End. It's one of my
See a trend
favorites.
developing.
Yeah, and then I'm just going to do like Mike. I was going to jump on a boat, head over to Magic Kingdom, and for lunch, I think I was going to have a couple of dogs over at Casey's.
Oh, good choice.
Which is always
with chili or without?
I'm going to go without chili, but with plenty of onion. So I may have to share that bathroom
No
with
chili, but onions on your hot dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, between you and Len, Newell, it's going to be a real fun sharing a room.
you. Oh, just wait.
Yeah.
Just you wait. And I think at night, I'm going to see some fireworks, and then I'm going to head over to Pico's Bills and get me a nice burger. And that should round off my day.
A double cheeseburger with bacon?
No, regular burger.
No, cool. Good choice.
Regular hamburger.
Nice. All right. Well, let's move on to Saturday, and I'll start out on Saturday. And here, you know, I mentioned I don't even really eat breakfast, but you know what? Come like 10:30, I might get a little hungry, especially it's a full day Saturday. So, you know, for Saturday, I'm going to pick a late ADR at Trail's End. Like I'm taking like 10:30, 11 o'clock, and then I'm going to stuff myself stupid at Trail's End, so I can combine breakfast and lunch together. So that way, hopefully, I won't be hungry until the afternoon. After I roll myself out of Trail's End, I will take the boat to the TTC or get to the TTC somehow, and then take the monorail over to Epcot, and I will enjoy a very tasty lunch at Sunshine Seasons.
Good choice.
And I estimate my day would run me about $30. Len, why don't you go next?
Continuing my healthful theme, I would begin my day at Kona Cafe at the Polynesian.
Ooh.
And breakfast is the most important meal of the day, so I like to load up on breakfast. I would get the Tonga Toast, which is banana-stuffed sourdough bread rolled in cinnamon sugar with strawberry compote and bacon. And I would also get the Samoan, poached eggs with hollandaise sauce over pulled pork hash. Together, that's $21.
Was your colon not destroyed enough the day before?
For lunch, I would hop over to Coronado Springs because I've never actually eaten at this place.
There's probably a reason for that.
The Siesta's Pool Bar and Grill, where I'd get the Siesta's nachos with cheese, beef, lettuce, sour cream, salsa, and jalapenos.
Dear Lord.
Washing that down with a Francisco's Margarita, which is tequila triple sec and freshly squeezed fruit juice. For dinner, I would be at Old Key West at Olivia's Cafe, and I'd just order an appetizer because I probably wouldn't be very hungry. I'd get the Island Barbecue short ribs with slaw. I believe that comes out to exactly $50.
$50. Okay, so very interesting. So you picked Saturday thus far to be your more expensive day of
21, let's see, hold on, 21, 29, 39, $51. Sorry, $51.
Oh well, that's a whole different story.
But it was 49 the day before, so it was I'm break even so far. Yeah, so far I think I've done good. You'll notice I haven't mentioned a single vegetable or salad the entire in my 2 days yet.
Yes, we noticed.
On the
He
Atkins diet, I see.
The Atkins diet, exactly.
And he did mention bacon like 3 times.
I'm the dude that Atkins looks up to. I wish I could be like him.
Also joining
us today.
Sorry, every now and then, that's my Tourette's. It just comes out. I start spewing out intros to the show.
Also joining us today.
And Newell, how about you?
I think I'm going to start my morning, my Saturday morning over at the Animal Kingdom Lodge over at the Jumbo House. Over at Mara. They got the breakfast bounty platter, which is kind of neat. I've had it. I had it last time we were there. Scrambled eggs, potatoes, Len's favorite bacon, sausage.
It's bacon.
Bacon. Can't go wrong with bacon. That's all I'm saying.
You can't go wrong with bacon.
No, it's God's gift to the world. Heading over to, I'm also going to go. I think Matt said earlier. I'm going to head over to Epcot and do Sunshine Seasons for lunch. And
Unlimited refills.
yeah, well, that doesn't count. But my favorite over there is the pork chop. And that's actually a big lunch.
Good.
You have quite the unkosher day going for yourself. So.
Yes, it's pork themed. Have you noticed?
Yeah.
And I think since that's pretty big, they give you like 2 large sized pork chops. And I think for dinner, if you want to call it dinner, I think I'm going to head over to Baby Cakes and grab some nice cupcakes
Good
Smart
choice.
for my dinner because I'm going to be pretty porked out for the day.
You have any pork? Any cupcakes that taste like pork?
He's got pork cupcakes.
Mr. Scopa.
All right, Saturday. I'm starting off my day in Epcot. I'm going to take in Soarin', and then I'm going to stop off at Sunshine Seasons, and I'm going to have the adult platter there. And then I'm going to enjoy a day at Epcot and walk over to the Showcase, and I think I'm going to stop in at the Tangerine Cafe. I'm going to have a hearty meal. I think I'm going to go with the chicken. I'm going to have a hearty lunch. Big deal, $14. And then I'm going to enjoy the afternoon and then head over to the studios because I plan to see Fantasmic that night. And I'm going to stop off at the Backlot Cafe and have a sandwich. Backlot Express, I'm sorry. And have a sandwich there. Don't know what kind, but they're all pretty much the same. And my day is going to cost me $33. So for a total of, chick-ching, I've spent $70. So I've got about $80 left for tomorrow.
Wow. You're
Nice.
living large tomorrow.
All right, let's start off with Newell on Sunday.
Sunday. I thought I'd head over to Olivia's over at Old Key West. It's always been a
See?
favorite.
Okay, good.
The Olivia's
Let me know
breakfast.
if it's any good.
2 hams and eggs. 2 hams. 2 eggs.
2 hands.
2 hams, why not?
Again, more pork.
I love a steak sandwich and a steak sandwich.
And hold the steak. For lunch, I think I'm gonna go light for lunch. This is the last day, right? This is the Sunday.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go light for lunch. I think I'm gonna get some. I'm gonna go over to Epcot and get some egg rolls over at the Lotus Blossom Cafe. Get a couple of egg rolls, nothing too big, because for my dinner, I'm going all out and going to Ohana for my final night.
That means family, you know.
What's that?
It means family, you know.
No one gets left
All right,
behind.
Lena, why don't you take it next?
So for my day, I'd start off in Epcot at Norway. So it'll be like more like a brunchy thing, and for that reason, you'll kind of understand what I'm doing here. I'll start with an apple Danish, a cherry Danish, a sweet pretzel with almonds, and then some waffles, which total $13 total. And then I'd wash that down over at the Espresso Coffee and Pastry place. This is my lunch an hour later, with a quad double espresso. It's just $12, and then another
Quad.
pastry. So I'm at $28 for the night. And then I would finish it off with at Rosencrown with the Sunday roast with Yorkshire pudding and shallot gravy, and the chocolate scotch cake. Now I think I'm $1 over on the total here, so what I may need to do is dive into a fountain to grab 4 quarters while I can. But
I'm glad to see you're taking care of yourself, Len.
exactly, it's all about moderation, Matt.
Evidently. Scopo, what about you?
While you guys have been talking, I've been switching back and forth. Newell kind of stole my thunder, so
Oh, sorry.
that's okay. So I changed it around. So
You
I'm
like the
going
egg
to
rolls
start
too,
the day at Boma for breakfast. Just a nice morning because I feel like having some French today.
French?
I'm going to have some French.
What's French?
French is you don't know what French is?
I'm sorry. I lived in a cave till I was 21.
That's because you're staying off. French is a special juice combination that you can get only at Boma.
French? You're making that word up.
Nope.
Why, you are so.
Is there French?
Made out of
French?
mastodon juice.
Yeah, Mastodon juice. Then I think I'm going to shoot over to Magic Kingdom, and I'm going to have a Reuben sandwich at the Plaza.
Oh,
Just
good
love those
choice.
Reubens.
I
You know?
love a good Reuben sandwich.
Good choice.
And then I might. Then I had a choice. I was either gonna, grab Len and drag him over to the Polynesian so that he could buy me dinner at Ohana's.
Exactly.
But I think
Well,
I'm
when
gonna
was the
go-
last time that happened?
When does that happen? Right? but I think I'm going to finish at Tusker House for dinner. So
Interesting.
I went to Tusker House for dinner, and my day, it looks like my day is 43. My day is about $68 for the day. So I kind of doubled in one day what I would have those other 2 days. So that's my Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday's a big day for me too. I actually had starring roles first, but Newell had such a good idea. I had to switch it out. I'm going to go to Baby Cakes because they do open at 8 a.m. So
wow.
check that on the website. So I'm going to go to Baby Cakes for breakfast in the morning. And then because it is Sunday, I have to go to the studios. So I'm going to go to the studios. I'll have lunch at ABC Commissary and have my favorite meal over there, which is the chicken curry, which I really, really like.
Chicken curry, really?
Really good.
Is it?
And I will have my dinner while still in the studios. It was a tough choice, but in the end, I went with Mama Melrose Ristorante Italiano in honor of Mr. Newell, who I ripped off for breakfast. I figured I could at least pay homage to the man and have his favorite dish, which of course is the chicken parmesan.
Chicken parm, the dish by which all Italian restaurants are judged.
Exactly.
That is true.
General sauce of
It's the general sauce of Italian cuisine.
Exactly. Appropriately enough, it's chicken also. So I estimate that will cost me $70 for the day, which will bring me at I'm like $10 over. All right, I will steal money from Len in the morning, and then go. But I'll be.
We're all gonna go fountain diving.
Exactly, but I think I'm good.
We should paint ourselves blue. We could be like the Blue Man Group, and then we could get away with it.
Oh, I don't know. 80 plus 70 is 150, right?
Yep.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Never mind. I'll just steal Len's money for the heck of it. But
Can we still dress up in our blue outfits?
yeah, sure, why not?
All right. Okay.
Very nice. Well, let me ask you this, Len. What was the most surprising thing that anyone said to you of all these options that people chose from? Which one stuck out in your mind?
I'm a little bit surprised that we all thought of Trails End initially as like our first place to go for breakfast. That's pretty creative. But I think I like who said Casey's Corner?
Me.
Newell.
Mike.
Yeah, that was the thing. I didn't think of that. That was probably the most surprising one.
I think that Len started talking about ice cream and desserts, and that made me think that we should do this again. This time, only desserts for $150 all
There was
weekend.
my entire menu was just desserts.
That's what I mean. I think that would be great. I think that would be great if we could do that. It'd be interesting to see how creative we could be spending $150 on desserts all weekend.
Yeah, this should be a challenge. This should be something we do for we're actually. That should be a little bit more of a challenge if we had like $70 for the weekend, because then you're talking about compromises on quantity and quality of food.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, I chose one of the things strategies. I chose Chick-fil-A for my breakfast or my lunch on Friday, and I chose that to help save some money over there. But I think a lot of us did. Also, we were kind of thinking the same way because there was a lot of counter service thrown in there as well.
Yeah, I only did one.
I had two sit-downs.
I had 3 sit-downs.
How many sit-downs did you have, Newell?
I think Trails End, Ohana.
Trails End. I had 3. Never mind. I take that back.
Oh, I had 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
We call
if you do it early enough for breakfast, though, you notice I think we did them all. We did most of them for breakfast, right? Newell, yours was Olivia's, right?
Right.
We all had Trails End for breakfast. I had Kona Cafe for breakfast. Yeah, good.
Yeah, I think you're right.
This was fun.
Very good. Well, don't forget that this episode of WDW Today has been sponsored by TouringPlans.com. And if you thought this episode was interesting in terms of helping plan out what your meals would be over a couple of days, well, TouringPlans.com is a site for you because this can help you plan out every aspect of your Walt Disney World trip, from figuring out what day to go or not to go to the parks, lines to help you figure out what the waits are in the parks, and it's also kind of fun because you can submit your own wait times and earn really cool badges. Or you can go to get some touring plans for the park, and that way you can have tour the park so efficiently you'll have plenty of time for all of those meals that you're going to be sneaking in there with your $150. So check them out online at www.touringplans.com. If you want to find our older episodes, read our show notes, or send us your comments, visit us online at wdwtoday.com. For Len Testa, Mike Scopa, and Mike Newell, I am Matt Hotchwood. We'll see you on the next show.
Stupid Judy, stupid energy.
This has been a production of Mouse World Radio.